Go again, everyone. The Starlight Let's Player is here, and ladies and gentlemen, we are now starting the next pretty cool Let's Play of the lineup. We've completed Splash Star, and now we're doing Yes Pretty Cure 5, the game. And I'm not really looking forward to this one, but you'll find out why later on. It's not like, it's not the reason why I'm like, I wasn't really trying to skip out on this one. Don't get me wrong. This is the next game in the lineup, so chances are I have to play through this. I wish I could have done this earlier, but you know, I was sick. As you can tell by my voice, I was sick, and I'm currently in quarantine now because of the fact that I'm tested positive, so I have to stay indoors for the whole 10 days until the whole virus goes away. But I'm still doing fine. Nothing serious. Nothing serious on that regard. But yeah. This is Yes Pretty Good 5, the next game of the lineup. Unlike Splash Star, this is not a. Unlike Splash Star and unlike Max Heart, this is not a beat 'em up game, nor is it a minigame collection. This is pretty different. Honestly, and honestly, I'm gonna say this right now. This is a game that you most definitely have to play on Nintendo DS, on a region free Nintendo DS, because playing this on an emulator, yeah, once you see how bad it is, you'll understand why I don't like this. You'll understand why I have different feelings about this game. But yeah, as you can see, there's a shop mechanic. There's a shop where you can buy pinkies, and you can actually buy items to where you can use in the game in order to in order to help out. So whenever you're in between battles, whenever you gain points just by whenever you beat a mission, you gain points, and you can use those to buy items in order to help out in different battles. Yeah, and I will say this right now, there is dialogue, but the thing is, unlike Max Heart and Splash Star, this game doesn't really have any in-game dialogue, aside from the transformations and the attacks that are voiced. That's pretty much it. There's no actual dialogue in the game itself. There is, but it's not voiced. So it's honestly making it a bit difficult for me to even try to go through with this. So who knows? In the off chance, who knows? I might actually think of bringing in some guest commentators for these parts, just to keep this from getting bored. But anyway, let's get on to the main game itself. As I said before, this is nothing like Max Heart and Splash Star. This is a turn-based strategy game. So, yeah, I'll get into more on that. But yeah, there are moments to where whenever you're about to start a battle, you have to transform. And once you transform, you would basically have to draw out the letters in order to transform. And depending on how good you are, will determine how much health you receive. So I just got a good 61 points. So I only lost one spick of health, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, throughout this whole game, this is a turn-based strategy game in which you, the player, you have to move the team members around a grid. Computer-controlled opponents, they are members of Nightmare and their Kawaii. So the whole game is basically stylish. It is completely stylish controls. Unlike Splash Star, to where there are moments where you can use the buttons. This game, you basically have to use the stylus throughout the entirety of the game. You can't really select what you want to do in the game itself. You can't really select what to do with the buttons. You can't really just move the up or down buttons. You basically, yeah, you're basically using the stylus for 100% of the game, whether you're selecting something, whether you're buying something, or whether you're in battle. You have to use it every time. You use it in order when you're transforming, like we did. You launch attacks, you are guarding, uh, you use special attacks, and use your finishers. So you pretty much using it for everything. And yeah, whenever you oh, and here's one, and that's pretty much it. That's the main thing you have to do. Your main goal is what you have to do is you have to knock the you have to maneuver the Kawaii to a certain marked area where to a kill dream will actually finish it off with a dream attack, but you have to like I said, you have to trace the patterns of the letters in order to launch the attack. And do that correctly, and you'll be able to beat the Kawaii no problem. That's pretty much it. You don't have to worry much about the generals and the generals. You basically have to defeat the you basically just have to beat the Kawaii, and that's pretty much it. So yeah. And by the way, this will happen every single mission. There are 18 missions in this game. There's no actual story mode. These missions are actually based off of episodes that you've seen. So the first one we saw, this was based off of episode 1, where Nozomi actually meets Coco and she becomes Cure Dream for the first time, defeating the Kawaii for the first time. And once you complete that mission, you once then get to see Rin, aka the girl who will become Cure Rouge. So yeah, I will say this: the first few missions are pretty easy, but the game does get harder. And you know me, I do like when games get challenging. But if the controls have to get in the way, it sometimes can ruin the fun a bit. So, and that's where you just put your 5 lands. But, we're not going down that road just yet. We'll get there. We'll get there real soon. But yeah, like I said, in between battles, you can spend the points when you earn, from battles. And you can spend them at Knot's house. Like I said, you can spend them. You can also spend them. You can spend them on pinkies or items you need in order to help out during the game. One thing that you know that if you actually unlock every single pinky, you get a 20,000 bonus points, so you can spend it to be spent in the shop. So it's kind of like how it is with Mega Dimension Neptunia V2, or I think Hyper Dimension Neptunia Victory as well. You basically have to like get all the answers correct in the and million or Quiznep, and during the in Quiznep, yeah, you get all the answers right on the quiz shows in Mega Dimension Neptunia and Hyper Dimension Neptunia Victory. Yeah, get all the questions right, and you'll get a whopping 1 million credit bonus, and I find that to be awesome. So if you actually buy every single pinky in the game, you get a 20,000 bonus points, so you can use those to buy extra items in the shop. And yeah, I will say they can be, the items that you buy can be pretty. They can be pretty easy to They can be pretty easy, and they can be pretty helpful. You can actually buy an object removal, or you can actually like add more. You can actually move even farther on the grid. So yeah. So now we're on to the second mission, and it's a light post Kawaii. I was about to say Sakina, but yeah, it's a light post a light post Kawaii. But yeah, but no matter which cure you actually transform with, you basically just draw the P and the M and that for each transformation, and that's pretty much it. And yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. You basically using the stylus in order to transform, to launch your attacks, to guard. Yeah, that's the thing about guarding. Whenever I forgot to mention, whenever the Kawaii attacks, you basically have to guard against the attacks by slashing their depending on what item they use, what item they're based off. you basically have to slice away the attacks. And when you're attacking, you basically have to hit the targets. You have to hit the moving targets. Yeah, some of the targets will actually move, but you have to hit them really fast before the timer runs out. And if you don't, you basically take a hit and get damaged. This also applies to the generals in general as it applies to the generals in general as well. You basically, yeah, whenever you're on the defensive against the generals, you basically have to draw out their, you have to draw out the you have to, well no, you have to like slice away their attacks. That's all you have to do, just swipe away their attacks. And when you're on the offensive, you have to draw out the name of their you have to draw out their name, well, the letters of their first name, like I would say I think like 5 times. But yeah, that's pretty much the offensive and defensive gist of it. Every now and then, at certain moments, Akira will be able to like launch their special attack in order to do heavy damage. And you have to like draw out the names. You have to draw out the patterns like of the name, like of the first letters of the name attacks. So for example, for example, say you're Q-Rouge, and you're basically gonna use, like, just like what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna use Rouge Fire, and you have to like draw the first letters of each name of the actual name itself. So Pretty Rouge Fire, you have to draw out the P, which in Pretty, the R as in Rouge, and F as in Fire. So draw that perfectly, and you'll be able to launch the attack no problem. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And I will say, the chibi designs of the game, the chibi designs of the characters themselves, they honestly look adorable, and they actually looks a lot better than how Splash Star tried to make it look. Splash Star didn't really age well in its art design when it comes to the game itself. But for Yes Particular 5, the game, I will say, I will give it some credit and say that the chibi designs, they look adorable and they look really nice. But yeah, we completed the second mission and we got an A rank on that one. That's 2 A ranks in a row. You are also ranked based on your performance. So you have to do like the best you can. But yeah, like I said, there's 18 missions, and there's no actual story goes on. Like I said, each mission is based off of an episode. So yeah, and like I said, in the game starts with Nozomi, but as you keep going with the game, as the story progresses, you'll be able to unlock the entire team. So yeah, and like I said. And there are some episodes that are based off, like for example, like in episode 12 where Urara was practicing lines for stage performance, or in episode 17 where Nozomi was wondering if Rin was in love again. By the way, yeah, and by the way, I'm reading some of this stuff off the Pretty Cure Wiki, so that's pretty much some of the stuff that I'm actually reading this off of. And another thing that I want to mention is, once you complete all 18 parts of the story, there's another set of battles will be added. Well, instead of actually beating one Uzina and facing off against a member of Nightmare, which is a general, now instead you have to fight 2 Kawainas instead of 1. So, and just like what I said before, that one also doesn't have its own story mode. So we're on to the third mission, and this is where we meet Cure Lemonade for the first time. Urara Kawagano, aka Cure Lemonade. So yeah, this is actually based off episode 3, to where Urara finding out about Pretty Cure and she's asking what it is, and Urara seemed pretty interested into it, and that's what we get. And that's pretty much the gist of it. That was episode 3. There are some episodes that I can't really remember much because it's been a long time since I watched this particular 5, but I remember I did remember me saying back in my top 10 favorite particular seasons that yes, particular 5 is an okay season. Yes, I say it's an okay season. I put it as an honorable mention because it's an okay season. Nothing sticks out that well. Nothing sticks out great. Nothing special. The music is pretty good. I will give it that. And I will say like the outfit designs are way better than Go-Go's designs, and not just because Dream has midriff. Okay, not just because of that. I just like how fluffy and really stylish they are. Like Go-Go's outfits, they're okay, but they don't really strike a chord with me. If anything, I say they are lackluster to me. And the art style is also a lot better than Go-Go. I will say this right now: Yes Whitaker 5 is way better than Yes Whitaker 5 Go-Go. And one thing that I forgot, but yeah, I messed up right there. And if you mess up once while trying to defend yourself against the Kawaii, then you'll actually get attacked, but you won't get hit that you won't get damaged that often. And one cool thing that I will like is the fact that you can actually like call other members of the team straight to you. So if you actually so if you actually choose the cure, you can actually choose one of the cures to tell them to come over to you, to where you are, and they'll eventually come over. But that's only if they are close and nearby towards you. So here's what I'm doing right now. So I just attacked. I forgot the name of this guy. So yeah, I basically attacked him, and now I have to draw the attacks like 5 times in order to attack him. And one thing you will notice that even if you knock it out, you'll basically knock down the general. You won't actually kill the general. You'll basically just knock him out. Excuse me. This pretty much took me quite a while in order to trying to lure the Uzaina straight to the yellow box, and that's where his fat ass actually had to his fat ass actually got in the way. So I had to attack I had to attack the Kawaii. But yeah, you have to tap on the glowing orbs, and they at certain moments they do move in certain different patterns and in different locations, so you have to try and hit them as fast as you can. If the timer runs out and you don't hit them all in time, then you will get damaged. Oh, and don't even think you can actually try to like bypass the If you don't even think you can actually get past the Kawaii, because because if you even do, you'll get attacked like that as well. But yeah, when you're on the defensive, you basically just have to swipe the attack. So you basically have to swipe their attacks in order to defend yourself. Sometimes it can be a bit finicky when trying to swipe through them. And when you're on the defensive against this fat ass, you basically have, like I said, you have to slice his attacks. At the bottom, you see you have like 3 tries, and if you screw up like 3 times, then you'll be damaged just like that as well. And one thing that you'll also see is that when that timer goes out, the Kawaii will actually choose which cure he's gonna attack. And what you have to do in order to defend yourself, you have to like draw out the patterns of how you have to draw out the patterns that they show you. And once you do that, you'll basically defend. You will basically be able to defend off against his attacks. And here's the thing that sucks the most. I forgot to mention. Here's the thing that sucks the most. Imagine going through a 20 to 30 going 20 to 30 minutes in a level, and you have like the lowest of health on one of your cures. But here's the bullshit thing that will happen. If one of your cures, only one, if one of your cures actually die, then you have to restart that mission all over again. And that is the annoying part. That is exactly what I hate the most about that game. Because I could be doing so good, and yet I could be doing so good, and yet if one of my cures actually dies, then that means that means I lose that entire mission and I have to restart it all over again. And that sucks the most, and that's no good. But yeah, that was the third mission. I was able to. That was the third mission. I used as you saw earlier, I used the Rouge Fire, and I was able to attack it, and I got a combo. So if you line your cures in a certain position, in a certain way, and if you attack that Kawaii right to where the cure is at, it will actually do combos. So you'll basically be able to do a combo like up to either 1, 2, or 3 hits, depending on how you line your cures up, and depending on where they are actually lined up, and depending on whether they're closer to each other or not. But yeah, we defeated that Kawaii real easily. We got a B rank, and yeah, we finally get to see Komachi Akimoto, aka Cure Mint, and yeah. But we are going to end it right here. Yeah, we're gonna end this part right here. I'm so not looking forward to this LP. I'll tell you right now, I am not looking forward to this one. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this part. Stick around for part 4 as we now get to play as Cure Mint. Yeah, we're gonna play as Komachi Akimoto, aka Cure Mint. And yeah. I forgot to one thing I also forgot to mention before I end this part. Who's all gonna be excited for the Hagato? Well, not Hagato. No. Who's gonna be excited for the Healing Good and slash Go-Go movie, which will be coming out in a few months? So who's gonna be excited for that? I want to know in the comment section below on what you all think. Also, if you played this game before, tell me in the comment section on what are your thoughts on this. Do you think it's a good game in your opinion, or do you think it's a bad game? But yeah, I will see you all in part 4. Well, I'll see you all in part 2 as we go into the 4th mission. So yeah, I'll see you then. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to give it a like. If you want to support this channel further and join the Starlight family, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so you can get updated on videos that I upload. Also, my social media is down in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter, and you can follow me on Discord. I have a Discord server called the Starlight Community, and as well you can also follow my SoundCloud. All of the links will be in the description below. But until then, this is the Starlight Let's Player signing out. As always, go Kigenyo and have a startastic day, everyone. Tell me what you want, tell me what you need. She gon' party like she in the swinging 70s. Now I'm riding through the sunset just like I'm a boss. We be riding all for the night. Girl, let's take it slow. Just wanna make sure that you're comfortable. Call you my princess, I'm your prince. Just to let you know, you're such a hottie, you could be in a fashion show.